Greetings, my friends. It is I, Kohlar the Unkilled, as Kohlar the Unkilled. We'll forego the load order for today. Nothing has changed. Nothing will change. At least not during this session. So we were making our way north to Solitude. We'll go by way of Dragon's Bridge. Now for Solitude, I do have... take one of those. See how I look. See how I look in that at some point. So I have the Great City of Solitude installed for Solitude. I just don't have the room for the TPOS2 modular, the City of Stone, Solitude City of Stone. It looks amazing. I really do want to try that someday. So that bridge and settlement over there is also TPOS2 added content, but we're going this way. But Dragon Bridge is one of those areas that I have occasionally had problems with in the past, mainly when I was using the other Great Cities modulars. I miss having that here, but it was a big problem, at least for me. It would make my game crash more often than not. We shouldn't have any difficulties, because there really isn't anything else going on in Dragon Bridge the way I have this set up. Maybe just some additional NPCs wandering around. Let's go check out the inn, though. Let's take a quick look inside the Four Shields. Oh, we've got some aggro. Oh well, they can handle it. Excuse me.
Welcome. Let me know if you want anything. I think I've got a clean one.
Ooh, yes. Here we go. Here are some of those wonderful pictures added by TPOS2. Dragon skull up there. Okay, and we've got lights flickering on and off. So I can't... This is dark. For me, this is pretty dark. I need to remember to buy a lantern for Kohlar. We won't have that issue any longer with Zadara because she has the candlelight spell. Look at this. Just nice little touches of realism here. This looks like a cookbook. We've got a recipe for seared slaughterfish. We've got artwork hanging around. Let's check it out in here. See, there's a little bit of light flicker, but it's not game-breaking. I would prefer if it wasn't there, but I'm not going to give up.
Huh?
Look at that. I'm not going to give up my lighting mod combination. I like it too much. Window shadows and ELE together. Now, right now, both of those are below TPOS2 in the load order. I've tried it the other way around. I've tried placing them higher up. I still get the same issue, if not worse, actually. So that's why I've just, for now, decided to leave them where they are. Okay. Ooh, there's a rocking horse over here. I don't know how well you can see that. I think for you, watching this video on YouTube, it's even darker than it is for me. That's been pointed out. So yes, I will be buying a lantern. I don't use torches. Never have. Oh, oh my goodness. Oh. old troll wanders into town. I was just trying to get some food.
Well,
Ugh.
not.
What do you think you're doing?
Ah. Thank you, afflicted refugee. My goodness. Okay. You know, I did say earlier that I don't mess around with changing the weather, but I really wanted it to be a nice day on our walk to Solitude. So, don't worry, I'll edit this part out. That's better. That will suffice. I can hear the voices of so many right now saying, just use cheat room and change the weather. I don't use cheat room. It does too much, and I do understand that you can limit your own use of it, you know, but cheat room, if it's there, the temptation is there, and cheat room, what it does, what I don't like about it is, well, it's no longer a game. It's no longer a game anymore if you can just go in there, give yourself infinite potions, infinite gold, any particular item that you want or desire, you just pull it out of a drawer. I don't play like that because that's not really playing. Now, I understand, for the purposes of making mod showcase videos, it makes complete sense. So I get that. I'm not saying anything bad about the mod or about the people that use the mod. That is not my intention. Just explaining my own thoughts, my own philosophy regarding its usage and why I forego its usage. Ooh. Well, that's brutal. So this is some kind of a Thalmor outpost up here, apparently. What's this? House of Blackthorns. I actually don't recall what that is. I don't think I've broken in there before, so. Let us look at the great city of Solitude, and this is a heavy combination, my friends. Let's see how stable it is. Let's see if it crashes. I noticed a little bit of stuttering back there, back a ways a bit. So I'm going to go kind of slow through here, but it has turned out to be a beautiful night. Skyland, Solitude. The windows. I had a window mod for a while. It only did so much. It worked really well in Riften for some reason, but it didn't really do a whole lot elsewhere. But this mod, the Great City of Solitude, it adds so much. It makes Solitude feel the way that it should have always felt from the get-go. We do have some minor conflicts, though, with Tamriel Master Lighting, which you will see more of here in just a moment. For instance, right here. Does this bother me? Yes. Extremely so. I may actually have to reach out to somebody regarding a patch for this here. There's another one. You know, that's about it, though. That is the extent of it. This one here is fine. We've got flickering wall texture way off in the distance, the distant laud. That is just due to limitations of the console, is what I've been repeatedly told. And yes, I do believe that you can correct that if you use some of the laud mods that are out there. You know, they're huge mods, though. Who has the space? Certainly not I. So look, we have That is the Solitude East Gate on the other side over there. You can come in through that way. There's a little boat. You can activate the boat, and it transports you over to here, I believe. Not a feature I use often, but it's nice to have. And then here we've got all the added content on this side. There's nothing really new that way, so we're going to go back up into the city proper. Excuse me, guard. Now, I used to have Skooma Dealers of Skyrim. I did some highlight videos on that mod. I love it. It's a great sort of immersion mod. The potions have some nice effects. And right there where that cart is placed a Khajiit who is a skooma dealer. And I have used it successfully with this particular load order combination. We're talking TPOS2, Great City of Solitude, and it worked just fine. There was no conflicts that I could detect. Okay. A little look off in the distance there. I'm going to get into the city now. Our natural clouds look great with mythical ages. There's a tiny seam right there. I don't know if you can see it. And like I said, occasionally you do, very briefly, you will occasionally see some sort of a sky abnormality. It's not always a seam like that. Sometimes it looks like some funky textures. It almost always in fact, it always goes away relatively quickly. And by that, I mean a minute or less, it's gone, as if it was never there. So that, I'm not going to let that bother me, just because of how good the sky looks at almost virtually every other time I look up there. The sky looks great. Unless it's some kind of torrential downpour.
Come to Solitude to join the Legion, speak to Rika. If not, just keep your nose clean while you're here. You'll end up like Dom.
I've tried other banner mods as well. Designs of the Nords, for its size, is what I keep going back to. Oh,
You there.
didn't that already happen? That was with Zadara. Okay. Durak is at it again. Excuse me. Yes, my friends. The pestilence is upon me. For the time being, I'm still capable of talking well enough to make a video, so we shall continue, but this video might be a little shorter than they are on average.
Tell them he didn't do it.
Positions.
Sorry, you need to go home.
Durak,
Go home and stay there until your mother.
are you staying for the execution, Durak?
Yeah? You changed your mind? The Dawn Guard could use somebody like you.
Sure.
Ha! Isran's going to like you. Go talk to him at Fort Dawn Guard,
There.
southeast
You
of
helped
Riften.
Ulfric storm
We will eventually.
Guard material.
We'll do Dawn Guard eventually.
By opening that gate for Ulfric, you betrayed the people of Solitude.
Okay, so we have our Tamriel Master Lights swinging in the breeze. I love it.
He beat the High King in fair combat.
TPOS2 doesn't really do a whole lot else inside the city, if anything. I know TPOS Complete does a lot within all of the cities. So the nice thing about TPOS2 is you're free to use additional city overhauls. Like I have a few of them, not many. Okay, we need ourselves a lantern. Sema.
Biren said you got here just before the execution. Must have... Take a look?
Biren is mistaken. I haven't spoken to him yet. Well, it's true that I got here just before the execution, but I didn't stay for it either. Okay. Travel lantern. I don't worry about lantern oil. Let's buy some... You're selling lockpicks these days? Nice. Now, wait a minute. You have the oil, but you don't sell the travel lantern. Ah, it's an apparel, isn't it? There's the bug lantern. It's actually been a while since I have purchased a lantern. Like I said before, I hadn't used it for a while. Okay. We'll take just one, just for me. Thank you.
Come back.
Let us put that on right now.
Bits and pieces anytime.
There we go. That's better. No more darkness. This actually will be a good opportunity to test out the travel lantern with the lighting mod combination that I use to see if there's any excess flickering. I don't see any flickering right now, which is brilliant. And, okay. There's still a bit of a seam up there, I can see.
Some gate guard you are.
The bugs around the lantern. Now, that is something that I wish you could turn off. I had it disabled back when I used Clarolux. It seemed like it... I don't know. It seemed like it made the mod a lot heavier. This one, you can't turn it off. At least not that I know of. Run, run, we must see the execution. Honestly, I don't really know. Okay, you are not supposed to be carrying a torch. I guess right now I'm just sort of showing off the Skyland Solitude textures and how great those look. Oh, and up here there's something else too with the lighting, which I think is a very nice touch. After that, I think that's going to about be it for this evening. That will conclude tonight's video. My throat is getting a bit raw, unfortunately. There we go. Turn on. There we go. I have found that it flickers at first. The very first time you get here, you get this inconsistency. But upon coming back on subsequent journeys, it doesn't do it anymore. I don't know why it just does it the first time, but I'm glad it does it just the first time and not always. Because I can't stand major light flickering. That, to me, is one of the worst things. So, we'll take a look at the how the interior here is lit. Very atmospheric, don't you think?
I swear to you, unnatural magics are coming from that cave. There are strange noises.
Here's some fashions of the 4th era.
Then we will immediately.
You can get this armor eventually. You can get it after you complete her quest, actually.
Be safe under my rule. Your Eminence, my scrying has suggested nothing.
I thought there was supposed to be a window shadow here.
This is likely.
Guess I was mistaken.
Perhaps a more temporary
Let's take a look
might be called for.
inside here. Now, yes, the lantern is working wonders, because this would be a very dark corridor without it. Okay, not much going on in here. Zadara is going to be back in here because of these books. More books from the Forbidden Magic mod, which she will be stealing. And Kohlar is not interested. Not much of a magic guy. His magic is more of the Thum sort, or at least it will be. My friends, I'm going to leave it right here for now. I just wanted to get something uploaded for tonight. But like I said, my throat's getting a bit raw. So we shall continue. I'm not entirely sure where next time we see Kohlar, or when that will be. But my friends, thank you for watching, and I shall see you next time around.
Steward, I have an idea that might help.